It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight, we're going to keep diving deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole that is called operations. Very new to me, and I am learning so much about what I don't know and finding out just how deep the whole of operations really is. I did a live stream on Friday where Thomas from Split Rock and Joe Binish, both from the Twin Cities division, helped me get to the first step in creating waybills, which I didn't understand at all. And what I realized is that I need to come up with places that goods are going to come from and they're going to go to. So my thought was I could spend all this time coming up with real places that they could go or they could come from, or I could reach out to the community online and I can say, hey, what are some places on your railroads? Or let's maybe come up with some places that could be on your railroad, and then maybe we'll exchange goods virtually or through our model railroading. So I streamed Friday. I forgot I was streaming tonight, and I'm streaming now. And then I'm streaming again on Tuesday. So tonight is going to be a little bit of a, I wouldn't so much say a departure from the usual, but let's just say we're going to kind of keep it a little bit low-key maybe, and just kind of get into some names, get into the different aspects of what are on my model railroad, and go from there. Sounds like some people have already been posting ideas. There's some suggestions on Facebook that I'll have to go check out. I did see that Cameron did post. He wanted me to. He wants Angel paints, but they'll only accept green paint, which is kind of an inside joke. And yes, beer. I thought we'd start with the beer. And the reason I thought we'd start with the beer is that there's a great YouTube channel called Dubai Model Trains, I think they're called. If someone could actually look it up and post the link, one of the mods, but I'll let's see, display share. This is what their channel logo kind of looks like. It's Dubai Model Trains, and he's a model railroader and a layout designer, and he's got a really interesting YouTube channel, and he did a video on. Oh, that's actually a really good idea for the ice. For the ice, it can come from ice dragons, iced cubes. But he's got a great channel, and he did a video about like beer, having a beer distribution, not a beer distribution center, but a beer brewery. That's the word we're looking for. And one of the areas on my layout is called the Mink Building. And the Mink Building is a building up in Manhattanville where, thank you, John. Thank you, Sparky, posting up the link. Check out his videos. He's been building a new layout recently and has been posting some great videos. But this is an older video that he did on brewery operations. And the Mink Building is a building up in Manhattanville, which is around 125th Street. That is the only remaining building that was a part of a brewery complex that used to exist back in the day. So it's a much smaller operation on my layout than in other places, but I kind of went through his list that he came up with, and what he did was he kind of said, okay, like I need, 1 boxcar of hops, but I need 400, boxcars of bottles or whatever, and he worked out all the percentages, and I'll need to go back and figure that out. But then he simplified it and got down to basically he needs malt and grains, corn, and then he needs hops, bottles, cases, kegs, packing, cardboard, and then he had oil imported in as the what do you call it? The fuel that ran the brewery. Boy, that word became hard to say all of a sudden. He also had an icing service, but then on the way out, some of the byproducts are spent, which is basically cattle feed, or it gets used in cattle feed. Then the bottling has draft bottle and canned root beer and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to, I'm going to make these smaller again. So I thought it would be fun to reach out and say, okay, let's come up with some let's come up with some names of places. And if I miss the names, I apologize. If you're watching this on the replay, and if you're here now and I miss the name, just like comment below or send it to me somehow. I'm not going to end up using all of them, but I just thought it'd be fun to at least kind of get there a little bit. Here's a destination for you from your lumber dealer to Pensil Corp, makers of windows and moldings for residential use. I'd say this because I'm Mike Penn and would love to be on your layout. Oh, got you. So I don't actually have lumber that I am going to export. I have lumber that I'm going to import, though. So if Pensil Corporation has high quality lumber that I could use to make my toothpicks, then I could bring in lumber from Pensil Corporation to make my my toothpicks. Where is Pensil Corporation, by the way? What area of the country? Because so what I need is I need to know the name of the company. I need to know where it's located, and then I need to know what it would either be shipping in or shipping out, either way. So let's see, we've got, okay, so to try and organize this a little bit, let's kind of start with the brewery building. So what we're looking for is companies that will ship into me malted grain, hops, kegs, glass bottles, and cardboard, and then empty and iced things. So maybe the ice, comes from off layout, maybe it comes locally, we'll see. And then out, we've got draft beer in iced reefers. We have bottled beer, which are in boxcars and don't need to be iced. And then we're going to have both trash and the spent that goes off to be used for other things. So we got one suggestion here for a hop source. Haas Hops in Yakima Valley, Washington. Is that a real place, or is that a place on your layout? Yakima. Now you guys are all going to see how terrible my spelling is. Valley, Washington. And hopefully I'll be able to read the chat fast enough. We'll see. We'll see. I sent to a railroad telling them what is in the car. They decide which business it goes to. Well, so in theory, I would request what I need. Like I don't want things on my railroad that aren't needed, because then that's just kind of a it's just extra cars that are moving around for no reason. All right, so it's real in Washington State. Cool. There we go. That's a good place. Bernard wants to know what my shirt says. It says, ask me about model trains, and then down here in the small print, it says something to the effect of, let's see, actually, you don't have to ask. I'll just talk about them anyway. So that's my train shirt. Heath, do you have lumber of sorts to export or get rid of? Yes. So, well, I'm trying to stick to one industry at a time, but people seem to, yes. So going out of Bailey toothpicks, there will be packaged toothpicks, and then there will be like wood chips and sawdust and other items like that as well. So yes. And yes, I will need boxes and crates and commercial packing. I'm going to be getting in crates, pallets, and boxes, both full and empty, right? Because we might need, the packing place may bring in smaller packages that they then split up and send elsewhere. Or, they might be empty to be filled and then sent out. So in full and empty, out, things are full. I already got a suggestion earlier. John Dilly, Grandpa Rails, said that I could send packages and stuff to WB Dilly Distribution, which is a Midwest distributor. So that is true. No steel coils on my layout. Grain would be ADM Carg Hills. So I'm not worried about, I don't like, yes, I know there's real places out there. That's not what I'm looking for today. What I'm looking for are places on people's layouts and stuff, or they can be interesting real places. Like I'm liking this place that that Thomas Grassi mentioned. So I'm assuming this brewing place would take in, let's say, bottled beer. Introverse Brewing, Invertase Brewing at 51 Broad Street. But yeah, like I'm looking for interesting sort of out there kind of names of places. Those cars go to paper manufacturers. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. That's good. Wood chips and stuff. This goes to paper manufacturers. Manufacturers. Oh. Let's see what else. Something has to ship to Frying Pan. There will be a salon or two. My little HO dudes like beer. Well, do you have a distribution plant? What do you have Dennis, on your layout that something has to ship to? So Ray's got RBC distribution. Would RBC distribution be for packages, or would RBC distribution be for beer? I'm thinking I'm going to put it under the packages category, but tell me if that's wrong, and we'll go. Will one of your cars for trash out be a cullet car for recycled glass? Right now, pretty much everything on my layout are box cars. It's just kind of the way it ended up right now. So I don't even know what a cullet car is, to be honest with you. But I do have some trash trains that are the trash trains that used to run around, or that still run around this area. So I'll probably use those. I am planning, down here at the bottom, I've got it. I didn't really talk about it, but there is a freight terminal at the wharf. There is a team track that'll take less than carload items as well. So yes, we'll have that. So theoretically, I wouldn't ship a box car right to an inn. I would probably ship to a I'd ship to a distributor in that area that then would ship out. So let's see, wood chips out. Wood chips out could go to Packaging Corporation of America. Packaging Corporation of America. In, I miss it, Wallula, Washington. And then I saw something else. Sawdust could go to a peat pellet plant or to the ice house. That's interesting. So out. So we could say sawdust could go to the icing, to the ice house. House. Ugh. It is much harder to type when people are watching you type. I didn't realize how much harder it would be. Sawdust, sawhouse. Let's see. Well, you gotta come up with one. Come on now. Hello, Gail. Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted. Peat pellet. What is a peat pellet? Is that for like planting, or is that? I'm looking more trim in the black shirt. It's all magic. It's all smoke and mirrors. Thomas Grassi is an ADM grain company and an ice plant on his layout. John's going to sleep. Can't see the typing. Yeah, but you can see the results of it. I need hops from the Pacific Northwest, grain from the Midwest, malty barley from the Midwest, and rice from the South. My plan is that my brewery is going to be a pretty high-end brewery. It's going to be it's not a microbrewery per se, but it will be like a small batch-ish brewery, but big enough that it would travel as well. The beer could go to Performance Food Services Group on my layout in Dumbarton, Virginia, near Richmond. That's exactly the kind of thing that I want, because that would probably go off my car float to head south. So that would be a good out for some more bottled beer. Oops. I'm copying and pasting them, but it's pasting them in small, and then I got to make them bigger. Pellet stove, so you heat it up. Oh, so like the sawdust gets packed down into peat, and then that gets burned as a. No, Lynn. No, it would not. Ethan, we're not skipping you on purpose. Interchangeable. Okay, so what is you got to tell me though, what is a beer distributor, or what is a place on your layout where I would be shipping beer? I'm happy to add it. I just need to kind of no, so I guess would it be the sawdust or the wood chips or something? We go to a peat pellets, peat. I'm assuming those are like fire starter bricks or something. Bricks. Oh, if I'm using really nice wood too, the wood could go out to miniature printerland. Is that the name of the is that the name of your beer facility? Is miniature printerland? What is LCBO? What is that? I've been working on my switching plans. Next layout. Yeah, you know, that's one of the hardest things about learning so much about operations is that I want to like tear the layout out and start over again. Oh, so the Liquor Control Board of the Ontario, is that a distributor though, or do they just control different things or whatnot? Ken N asks, are you trying to figure out industries on modeling citizens' layouts to interchange model cars to? Yes. Like a tally sending cars from one person to another could be fun. Kind of. That is kind of the idea. Yes, that's kind of the idea, is that these could, sorry, I'm trying to copy and paste, that these are things that would come in and out from other you know, from other layouts and whatnot. Not necessarily specifically that I would be exchanging cars with people, although we could, but that it would be just to kind of like, you know, get the community together or whatever. That's actually a really good idea. I like that. Miniature, did I spell that right? Printerland. You'd be making labels for the beer. Although I don't know that those would necessarily ship in a whole boxcar, but maybe. But Sparky's thinking. I like that. So I need the name of a beer distributor on my layout that I haven't built yet. It's highbrow beer in bottles only, correct? No, so I do have the idea is that there'll be draft beer in iced reefers. Draft beer in iced reefers, or there'll be bottled beer. I don't think I'm going to do any canned beer, so I think it's either bottles which don't need to be iced, or draft beer which would come out ice. So yeah, how about highbrow brew? But the idea is as well that, like, if you're and this is where I kept getting stuck, or where I was having a hard time before. If you ran a bar and you needed a lot of beer, you would go to your local beer distributor and they would truck it to you. Whereas coming from my brewery would be a boxcar full of stuff, which would then go to like a regional distribution area that then trucks would come pick up stuff from. So I wouldn't ever, anything that's coming in or going out would be coming from the larger factories, and all of the local movement and stuff would happen on local trucking. So for example, the toothpick factory is going to need crates and boxes. The crates and boxes are going to come into my layout to my commercial packing plant, because that's the place that's going to get the large volume of crates and boxes. But they're then going to truck them over to my toothpick factory and back. They won't, well, not in back, but they would truck them to the toothpick factory because it's local. They wouldn't send a box car from commercial packing to the toothpick area because they're both on the same stuff. So, oh, Tom, what are we gonna do with you? All right, so we got a little bit more information about pellets. Pete's Pellets products, yes, sawdust. Sawdust gets made, oh no, it is on top. Sawdust gets made in a lot of stuff, old days that used to burn it to power the mills for steam. Oh, I didn't know that. Mills for steam, nowadays, logs, pellet stoves, and smokers, depending on what type of wood. Yeah, there you go. They burnt peat pellets for heat. Huh. Who has a paper mill, steel mill, warehouse, team track, grain elevator? That's what we're looking for. So, well, here's the thing. Okay, so I need somebody to send me raw sugar. I don't think I'm going to take in sugar beets. I'm going to take in the already processed raw sugar that's already been through the first stage of purification at a mill. So the mill's going to be off-site. It'll come to me as raw sugar, so it'll still have its impurities, and then we'll send it out as crystallized sugar or as liquid sugar. So what I'd be looking for that would be like large-scale bakeries or food type of places as well. That's true. I am an entertainment industry guy. Is Otis Brewing like a big distributor, or are they like a smaller place? I'm looking for people that have like big rail-served industries on their layouts. Ah, there you go. Another place is wood shavings for, so that would go to like a farm supply type of place. Sawdust. Chicken, what do they call those? Chicken barns? I don't know what that's called. I'm not going to get into the little things like bottle caps. I think the bottle caps would just come in with the kegs, glass bottles, and cardboard. So, you know, a place like Miniature Printerland, in theory, they would probably give me the labels for the beer and the bottle caps. So it would all come from one spot. Yes, I need corn and wheat for my brewery, so I do need that coming in. Jim Tedesco might have a sugar plant on his layout. That's good to know. Ray prefers wine. Great Lakes Grain in Chicago from the Retirement Railroad. That is what I am looking for. Great Lakes Grain. Now I'm missing Chicago Retirement Railroad. Perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for right there. So let's go back up. These are the things I'm looking for. We're looking for sugar coming in, and then crystallized and liquid sugar going out for Domino's. I need some rough sawed lumber, only the finest, coming in for Bailey toothpicks. And then we've got toothpicks going out and all of the wood byproducts going out. Commercial packing, I need things like crates, pallets, boxes. And then I need distribution centers like Amazon type places, but not Amazon's, for them to go out to. And I've got a paint and dye place. So we need pigments, binders, and additives, as well as solvents coming in. And then I need paint cans and bottles, and then out would be to large paint distributors. For example, Angel Paints, which is a green only paint place in Utah, I'm assuming it will be. So let's see. PK&W, C&H is a huge sugar plant in California, but they had an operation in Louisiana. It doesn't need to be East Coast. I am happy to bring in products from all over the country if it's the right product to bring in. I'll bring it in, from wherever. So doesn't Jason have a sugar plant? Are we talking about Jason the Train Freak? Hopefully he'll see this, and if he does, hopefully he will let us know what the name of it is. Schreier Malting is on Dandosa and William Sampson's layout. You need malted barley for beer. Here we go. Let's now, once I get all these suggestions, I'm feeling like the hard part is I'm going to need to go through and sort all this out and figure out which ones I'm actually going to want to use. Wouldn't they make their own pallets? Maybe. They might. They probably would. I don't know. I don't know if it's cheaper for them to just buy pallets locally and have them dropped off, because pallets are generally a reusable resource. You wouldn't make new pallets every time. You would get, a boxcar full of pallets and then take what you need. But yeah. What about 44-gallon drums? Are we talking about the sugar? We're making far too much progress. That's all good. So what is Dog River Grains in Dog River, Saskatchewan? What kind of grains is that? Is that, do they make grains for beer? Is it a special grain? Is Dog River a place in Saskatchewan? I am not familiar with it. Yeah, I'll put an ice house on my modular layout. This sounds fun. Yeah, let me know. I put you down. Where did I put you down? They said Ice Dragons, Ice Cubes, but if you got a better name for it, throw it out there. Yeah, there you go. Bernard is volunteering to assemble a spreadsheet that has a list of all of the industries on everybody's layout. So if everybody watching this emails Bernard all of the industries on all of their layouts, he'll compile the list. Right, Bernard? If people don't know, before you send Bernard emails, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Reefer ship kegs, drafts, and bottles go in sealed boxcars, plug door. Yeah, I gotta remember that. I do have, I do say out draft beer would be iced in the reefers, so I am kind of, I'm also trying to decide how prototypical I care to be. If you're operating my layout and you're looking to check whether I've got plug door boxcars or single door boxcars when you're switching out my layout, I'm probably not making it difficult enough. So let's see. Carter Lumber in Fredericksburg, Virginia can supply me some lumber, it looks like. So that looks like a good place to get some lumber. Apparently Mini Prince is saying no. What would be cool is if maybe, I wonder if we could convince Eric Smith. Oh yeah, so Leighton, I'm thinking that the lumber coming into the toothpick factory is going to be like high-end lumber, and that the pallets and stuff they'll get separately. So if you know of a high-end lumber place, send it out. But okay, so operatingsessions.com, Eric Smith, who is the editor of the OpSig monthly newsletter, operatingsessions.com is this cool website that puts up layouts. I wonder if I could convince him to put a section up for industries on your layout, and then you could print out a list of industries that people have on their layout. I think that would be cool. Saloons need draft beer and kegs. They do. You're shipping me kegs through a wormhole in time. Frying Pan will receive full box stored in the ice house for local pickup. What'd you say the name is? Frying Pan Ice and Storage. So we're going to go down here. Kegs. Frying Pan Ice and Storage. And is that that would be in Oklahoma, I'm assuming? Oklahoma? And Rio Grande. Okay. Rick says, I plan to have a different company on everyone's layout. It is the division of Birch Inc. Bailey's insanely rare Christmas hardware. There you go. So we got to compile all those. Let's see. Things are going faster now. Breweries typically use pallet exchange companies for pallets. So the idea for my layout is the pallets will come to the commercial packing place, and they will be doing the they'll be doing that swap out and whatnot. I want to write that note down. Actually, that's an interesting idea to do an industry database. I think it needs to be something where people can enter their own data, but yeah. And Rick from the Fultz Bailey has the new Riverside transfer logo next to his name, indicating 2 years of membership. While you're thinking of some names, let me give a little bit of a shout out to all the people, all the companies that have supported the channel. And thanks to all the gifted memberships, I've got a nice long list of YouTube members, which I'm very excited about. So thank you so much to Containerman68 and Roy Eltham for, in addition to being members, to also gifting members. So if you got a membership on what it was last Tuesday, you're on the list.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
So Bernard asks, could it be hosted on a Discord server? I don't think Discord, the spreadsheet itself could be saved. I don't believe that Discord has a way of like parsing the database systems. I don't think that is possible. But yeah, after this show, I'm gonna reach out to Eric actually and ask him about adding that to his database, and then trying to see if we can't get more and more layouts. If you don't know the website, check out operatingsessions.com. What has happened is groups like Island Ops added all of the layouts that were going to be on Island Ops to that, and there are other like groups that have added their layouts to it. Some areas haven't used it, but for the ones that have, it's a pretty good resource of different layouts. So it's pretty good. We could use OneDrive or Google Doc to share it, but I think the best way to collect it would be to have a website with a form where people enter the information into a form, and then the Google Sheet or OneDrive or whatever is in the background. If you don't really want, or in my experience, you don't just want to put an Excel sheet up online and then have people be able to edit it because things happen. We could do Google Forms. That's an idea. I guess the question, so jump over onto my Discord server. If you look in the description below, you'll see a link We have a lot of conversations on the Discord server. Let's maybe jump on over there, and we'll come up with maybe a possible way to make it happen. I don't know that I have. I don't know that I have the bandwidth to do it, but I'm hoping maybe something like operating sessions, that if it just gets added to that is already a well-known, like operatingsessions.com, something that already exists, right? Go here and check it out. It's already a database that exists, so I think it's better to tie into that than to start something new, which is why I'll reach out to Eric after this, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't think I'm taking sugar beets in because I don't have a big enough plant to do all the. I didn't realize that sugar requires such a big facility. So I am thinking that what I am doing is I'm refining the raw sugar that comes in. I'm not creating the raw sugar. So a large plant somewhere would create the raw sugar, send it to my plant, which would refine it, that would then send it on to other places. Rayron VR, the Ice Dragon says for the ice, let's do Dragon Mountain Ice in Ogden, Utah. So let me find, here we go. Dragon Mountain Ice in Ogden, Utah. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So you're saying you ship ice from to New York City. It's hypothetical. It's fun. I know. You know, exactly. I don't know if people have recognized it yet, but model railroading is kind of made up. So yes, I might be getting my ice not from the Hudson River, but from Ogden, Utah, because why not? But yeah. Dennis says he looks like he needs to get busy and start naming my industries. This is a whole, I mentioned this at the very beginning. This is a side of model railroading that I had no idea existed. It never occurred to me that I would be trying to figure out the names of industries or anything. It just completely never occurred to me. The industries in the Parkersburg yard are actually industries in 1971 in the lying area. Yep, that's what I'm kind of doing as well. What is C&H? Would C&H send out raw sugar? My layout has an industry called CanAgra. Okay, y'all have to tell me how to say that. That needs packing supplies and boxes if you want to ship stuff there. That sounds fun. I'm trying to find it to copy it. Sorry. Late night. There you go. Shipping. Where's the commercial packing plant? Let's go back here so people can see. Oh, I see. You would need raw materials. I don't know that I'm shipping raw materials out from my packing place. I need to think of that, or I need to figure that out. You ship me cars of hot sauce? I don't know what I would do with hot sauce, but I like the idea of it. Yeah, this is a different world for me. Dennis, it's all good. I usually miss the first 10 minutes of every video you do. Yeah, this rabbit hole, this is a deep rabbit hole. Deep rabbit hole. So the Mink Building's a brewery, so it is not like an Anheuser-Busch brewery, but it's a smaller brewery, so kind of a microbrewery-esque thing. So they would ship boxcars with bottles of beer and reefers with draft beer, as well as then trash. So going out of the brewery It'll be trash and spent, and it'll be bottled beer and kegs of beer is what I think I'm doing. I have a foundry and Cartwright / furniture. Well, if you want to ship me furniture, so one of the other things that I need is for my team track, for my less than carload stuff, I might need furniture coming in. Or not need furniture, but maybe furniture will be something that comes on, onto the team track or comes into the freight terminal as well. So I will need some industries for that as well. There you go. So now Joey's getting some packaging stuff from Parkersburg Corrugated Box Company. I could potentially use some stuff from there as well for going into the commercial packing plant. Commercial packing in. So that might be where some empties come in from, or come into. And let's see who else we got. Yeah, there you go, Craft Brewery. Receive barley and hops from B&H Exports in Dog River, Saskatchewan. So somebody already mentioned Dog River, Saskatchewan, but didn't mention B&H. Thing here, Dog River Grains in Dog River, Saskatchewan. So is B&H Exports another place in Dog River, Saskatchewan? I also accept beer on my team track for local places that need beer. There you go. What is the town, or what is the name of your team track that that goes there? Oh, that's an interesting idea. So the foundry could ship parts, Cartwright Furniture, foundry ship parts. Parts for tools, for factories. Dennis. Kyle checking in. Let's see, what's the origin location? Are we asking the origin location for which? Oh, Ideal Corrugated Box Company, same city? So what I would probably do is have a single box car pick up from Parkersburg Corrugated as well as from Ideal Corrugated as a combined load. Not necessarily bring them all in separately, but it's good to have other names, because maybe 1 month we get it from one place and another month we get it from another place. What does Hamilton Distributors distribute? Was this for the team track? So this would be like a less than carload beer delivery kind of thing? That might be interesting, because the beer and the packing are on the same area. I wonder if the beer plant would just truck some stuff over to the packaging place, and then the packaging place might split it up and do some less than carload type of stuff. I'm laughing at Kyle's comment. What kind of level of sadism has he got himself into this time? Kyle, deep rabbit hole. Deep rabbit hole. Anyone have a warehouse or an REA operation at the depot? Heath could ship from New York City all the clothing your town needs. Yeah, that is very true. That is very, very true. Good place for oil well supplies here in Parkersburg. I don't know that I'm going to do any oil stuff on my layout. I could bring oil into the brewery, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Acme Fishing Tool Company, is that? Oh, those are all fishing stuff. Yeah. So what I still need that we don't have is where I'm sending sugar to. So maybe like big bakeries or big food type of places. I need some names for that. I need some places that would want to receive Bailey's quality toothpicks. I need more places for paint, both paint cans and bottles and stuff coming in, and then out like big, huge distributors of paint. Okay, let's see. Mike has, here we go. Mike's got some chemicals for me, which sounds good. I know I'm going to forget, but I'm trying to remember who's giving me the names too, but, oh, fishing tools are the drop downs to get broken bits and drills from oil wells. There you go. So Kyle, what I'm doing is I'm going down the rabbit hole of operations. And one of the things that I've learned is that I need to be able to receive goods from other places, and I need to ship goods to other places. And I could go out and find real places that exist, but I thought it would be really fun to reach out to the community and find places on their railroads and use those on, use the places on other people's railroads or places in your town that are kind of special to you, and then use that as a place that I would ship things. So that's kind of the rabbit hole we're going down today. Is I'm just asking people to come up with names of companies and stuff that are either existing on their layout or they're going to put on their layout that they might be able to ship me some supplies, or I might be able to ship them some things. So Thomas Splitrock says, toothpick, sugar, and paint can go anywhere. Yes. Have everyone in chat name a town on their layout with a team track. So who has team tracks? Or I'll take freight terminals as well, or basically just any sort of distribution, right? So as an example, let me see. No, I'm not finding it, of course. But Grandpa Rails dropped in earlier. Oh, here you go. Grandpa Rails talked about WB Dilly Distribution, which is a Midwest distribution or Midwest distributor. So I'm looking for other people with, distributors or team tracks or, that type of thing where we can ship stuff to. So Dennis, we're going back in time, sending Dennis things like toothpicks that I'm sure he doesn't need. Don't need a slaughterhouse. I'm not doing really much animal stuff. BFG distributors, if you don't have it, we don't need it, from John Train BFGR. Let's see if it is copying the name too. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. I don't know. I just messed up my little thing. I can fix it later. Let's see if I go. There we go. That fixed that. All right, let's see. Cal Stevens, is that a real place on your layout? Colorado, yes. Oh, Colorado. Oh, wait, your layout's in Colorado, not in Oklahoma? Why did I think it was Colorado? I'll have to change that. Somewhere up here, I've got Oklahoma. Here we go, Colorado. I thought you were in Oklahoma. Do I have that wrong? Mike's got a place called Central Wholesalers in Dumbarton, Virginia that take a variety of items. So we'll add that down there. Can a runaround track in your yard be called a team track? That's a good question. Monolith Cement Plant. I don't think, are they a distributor? Happy Easter. My LP facility is Flat Ulence Gas Company. We bring the gas to you. Thomas Grassi, not really, but it's usually too busy to spot a car for a long time, but maybe. Yeah, what I was told is you want a team track that can be accessed from both sides, ideally, where basically the boxcar would just be dropped, and then people would come up and get stuff from the car. Oh, so Dennis says, yes, mountains, not prairie. I live in Oklahoma. I model Colorado, about 8 hours away. Huh. Learned something new. I didn't know. Here's another thing that I'm thinking about as well that I'm not sure how I'm going to implement or even if I'm going to implement, but one of my thoughts is that I might set up a bridge route where cars come in on the car float and then go out north through the yard. Now that would be a very expensive bridge route to use the car float. But I don't have any other way really to do any bridge routes, so I'm not sure. Donner's Dry Goods. Donner's Dry Goods might be good for a bunch of different things, like the toothpicks and the commercial packing stuff. You can send stuff there. That sounds like a good place to send things. 44. So the only tank cars that I really have are for my liquid sugar. So I don't know who might want liquid sugar. Good idea on the bridge route. The car float could come from railroads that do not have access to northern New York. And the reality is that you can get to northern New York by going up through Jersey into New York State. You wouldn't really come over on the car float, but, we'll see. We'll see. So if anyone's got oil, Mystic Southern needs some oil. Yeah, I know. I definitely know. Ooh, salt distributor for your ice house. There you go. You saw, Dennis, that, oh, well, you're going to make, are you going to pull your ice out of your river, I guess? You're not going to need your ice from Dragon Mountain Ice in Ogden, Utah, right? That's probably wouldn't necessarily work for that. Let me, Donner's Dry Goods, where did I put that? Let's see up here. Donner's Dry Goods came from Daniel Banks. Car floats cut time off from yard transfers. They had car float. Oh, really? Huh, interesting. Because, yeah, the thought is if I had, like, let's say I had a 8-car consist of pacemaker cars or something like that, I could just bring them in on the float and then out through the Carmen Hardin Yard, or vice versa, have them come down from Croton Harmon Yard and have them go out Croton, not Carmen. I'm like, why does that look wrong? Croton Harmon. Boy, when I wrote that, boy, things were Dennis, and this is where I'm at right now too. When I designed the layout, I hadn't thought about any of that stuff. So what I'm finding interesting now is that I'm learning, oh, like my Domino's sugar plant doesn't need just one track. it actually needs multiple spots to drop things off because different things would be dropped off at different areas of the facility. And same with like the brewery or with, any of these sort of places on my layout aren't built for the industries that I now have on them because I wasn't thinking ahead. So this has been very kind of, interesting for me. And yeah, I get that pacemaker cars were dedicated specific routes. I just plan on using them for anything just because I think that they look very, very cool. And I like the look of the pacemaker style and everything. Mike. Dennis says, I have some old timetables from the Colorado Midland. I haven't studied them yet to know how much I might learn. I started this journey, if you go back, what it is, 3 years now on YouTube, the first video was a train going in a loop. And now I'm having conversations about what industries I have on my layout and how they relate to industries on other people's layouts and how am I going to get goods from one person's layout to mine. That is a conversation that I never thought I would be having. It's just like, it never occurred to me that this is where this journey is going to take me. So it's been fun. It's been interesting. I've been learning a lot. I think a lot of people like watching the operations videos. Some people don't like watching the operations videos. What I felt was missing, though, is how people were deciding really what the movement was around their layout and how it was created and how it was set up. So that's where I'm at right now. And that's what I'm hoping to show. And that's what I'll keep doing for a little while. So I hope people have been enjoying it at least. And I will be back on Tuesday night with some more fun. So from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about